Something coaches often wonder about is, am I speaking versus listening at the right ratio in my coaching sessions? This is a very interesting question because there is no specific correct answer to that question. It really depends on the client, and it depends also on your sense of presence as a coach and your confidence and your ability to take a client through a coaching session and speak very little. When I first started out coaching many years ago, I was more of a consultant than a coach. I was called a business coach, and I had not gone through much coach training. And so I felt that it was important for me to share with my client all my great ideas and thoughts about what they were saying and what they were going through and what might help their business to do better. So I really was a coach-sultant. Though I called myself a business coach, I often fell prey to my clients' interests in wanting to hear me. And I wanted to show how smart I was. Once I went through coach training at the Center for Executive Coaching, I realized I was doing it all wrong, and I could be much better as a coach and move into acting as a coach and being present as a coach. And one of the big shifts was to lower my amount of speaking. The ratio that seems to be an ideal, if not a specific hard and fast rule, is 80-20. In the book Coaching Hacks, written by Jonathan Wrights, an excellent coach, he talks about that as a ratio to shoot for, right? It doesn't have to be exactly that, but that seems to be a good benchmark. Because when we're talking 20% of the time, we're able to ask great questions, to reflect on occasion, something that seems really important to reflect back and possibly turn into an inquiry. We're able to bring a lot of silence into a session. We're able to stay quiet ourselves without feeling like we have to say, okay, right, yes. We're just bringing our own sound into the session 20% of the time. And that gives the client so much space to really think and reflect and contemplate and be still. It's a rich opportunity for the client to really discover new awakenings and new learnings. So how can you do this? You work at it. You record your sessions and listen to them and consider, am I talking too much? Did I need to say that? Could I have said that more concisely? What would have been the better question with fewer words that I could have used there? Did I come in too quickly after the client finished speaking? Should I use silence more powerfully throughout the coaching session? When should I have done that? If you really want to know, you can record your sessions and upload them into a tool called Ray Notes. Ray Notes will tell you exactly what the ratio is of you speaking versus listening. I listened to a coaching demo one time from a fellow coach that was going through a program to develop our skills. And that demo had the coach speaking only 7% of the time. Now that's amazing that they were actually able to work with their client and speak only 7% of the time. But they did have a client who is a verbal processor. Those clients tend to dominate the coaching session. They need to hear themselves speaking to come to those awakenings and discoveries. You'll know when you have a client like that because you'll actually need to work a little bit to get your questions in there, and that's okay because that's the way they operate. Other clients, you may need to talk a little bit more, and especially in the beginning, if a client has never been coached before, they may be reluctant to be the one doing most of the talking. They'll get it after some time. They'll realize that this is a safe space to really share and open up and be vulnerable and to trust that you are doing what you do to help support them and their path to discovery. And that's when they'll start to talk less. Talk more, and you'll talk less. So I hope this idea of speaking less to bring more value to your clients is one that provokes you to really think about it and to record your coaching sessions as possible and listen to them, and possibly even use a tool to establish what the ratio is for you, and maybe think about ways that you could bring that ratio closer to the ideal that Jonathan says, 80-20. You'll know what's right for you and what's right for your clients as you continue to evolve your skills as a coach. And speaking of that, if you'd like to really develop your skills as a coach, consider enrolling in the Center for Executive Coaching. We are purely focused on professional coaching, and we are one of the leading schools in the space. We have thousands of members worldwide who are highly satisfied with their choice to enroll with us. I'm one of the faculty members, and I lead in-person seminars several times a year for people who want to learn in person like me. I also lead online training classes most weeks of the year. I lead mentor coaching programs, and I'm just one of many masterful coaches who are faculty members who stand ready to serve you and help you to become one of the world's leading executive coaches. Learn more by visiting my blog site, BAECExecutiveCoachTraining.com, to find out about various programs and prices. And you'll have lots of resources there to help you to develop as a coach as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And consider following my company page on LinkedIn. Search for Bay Area Executive Coach. Follow that page because we release resources for coaches each and every week. I hope you find the ideas in this video to talk less, listen more, and bring more value. Thank you very much.